This time, or no, last time on Artificial Dungeons and Intelligent Dragons.
If it's that good, how am I going to distinguish between you and a real owl?
Here, let me demonstrate. Hoot! Hoot! A single lute string, out of place among the trinkets. You will notice that it does look a lot like the strings that Lyra uses on her lute.
Got it.
He over-adjusts from the cover and sails it right over her head.
And off in the distance you hear,
Aw, just a poor little birdie.
care to share what that was?
Just a manifest of what was on here. Nothing really. You hear a voice call out from behind you. Yeah, that's them! And then, Oi, there! What did you do to my boys? And that's where we're going to end for now.
Oh, hell yeah!
In a world full of fear and sometimes loathing, of unfathomable technological advancements, there stands one human hero.
I need to kill something.
This is the Chronicle of Mike versus the Machine.
We find ourselves in a once quiet thicket, in the Wildwood Thicket, to be exact, where two warriors, one more pear-shaped than the other, stand with a bird staring down a tall and a short goblin. Fumes of hatred and fear rising in the air, mostly from Puchirelli's butt and maybe a little from his brain, which is stinky. Remember that his brain is stinky. I have to bring that up every time.
Stop with the stinkiness. No, it was fine. It was a fart joke.
Anyway, the big goblin stares him down and says,
Oi then! I be thinking that you be choosing violence today.
What gave that away?
You both continue to stare each other down, while Lyra gives a wink to Turkey, the axebeak, and she readies her lute.
Oh, this is going to be great. I'm going to enjoy this so much.
Or you'll die.
Or I'll die, yeah. My luck has been very fortuitous as of late. These past 2 episodes, I've actually done some good things and had some really great rolls. It's gonna, any kind of luck in my life that ever comes that's not bad, this run of good luck is definitely coming to an end soon.
Yeah, and speaking of that, so you go into battle, and I feel like something that has to occur to a warrior every now and again,
all right,
is that maybe they won't come home this time. And so before every battle, you think of something that's precious or important to you. And here's where I promised you I wanted you to roll the D100, which is technically 2 D10s. I want you to roll to figure out what thing it is that you think of before you go into battle. The thing that you feel could be awaiting you if you would fall today. 18.
Oh no.
So
oh shit.
You close your eyes slowly, and in your mind you go back to that memory that you think will await you when you cross into the gates of Dwarf Hala. As you close your eyes, what you picture in your mind, because you don't have aphantasia, right?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay. What you see, the thing that will be awaiting you at the gates, is a shovel, blade split nearly in half. You open your eyes back up, and you don't need to explain that to anyone, because that's your personal memory that only you saw. And then we jump into glorious battle.
Do it.
Roll for initiative.
Yes.
So how did you do on your initiative?
I rolled a 10.
All right, yes, so Puchirelli is going to be starting right there in the middle with a 10. Lyra with a 17. Turkey with an 11. Our little goblin Wheezy at a 4. And then Gitzog just straight beefing it with a 3. Okay. So, we have our stage set as Turkey, represented in real life by a goat, is happily eating the corpse of, I think, Snoz, maybe?
Yep.
Puchirelli stands nearby, surveying the scene, while Lyra has her little patootie between yourself and the abandoned, broken caravan.
Ah, yes.
In from the woods, however, come Wheezy, followed closely by Gitzog the Big Chomper. And as you see, his two front teeth basically came out fused as one, and it looks like he's probably pretty good at chomping.
Ah, my prize awaits.
Alright, so with Lyra going first, I think she is going to go with her promised action from last episode, and I think she's going to give a little bit of a heal on Puchirelli.
Oh, please do. I need to be at full health for this.
Yes, because as it went last time, while she had already used one of her cure wounds, let's be clear about this
When
one.
Turkey kicked me in the face originally.
Yes, so back at the camp, she used her first cure wounds to cure Puchirelli, and now she's going to use her final of 2 spell slots to cure you one last time. She is actually going to loop around you to just behind you,
All right.
and she's going to cast Cure Wounds. Wow. So she definitely heals you up to full because she actually rolled high and got a 17.
Does that mean I get the extra?
No. So the way D&D works, through regular healing, you can only get back up to full. There are, however, spells and effects that can give you either temporary hit points or up your hit point maximum.
Okay.
So if something upped your hit point maximum, then your minimum hit points would then be
The maximum.
now that new maximum.
Yeah.
Until the spell wore off, which is usually an hour.
Okay.
Which is definitely enough for a battle.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas temporary hit points are something that you get that's a separate pool. They're like black hearts in Binding of Isaac.
Okay.
When they're gone, they're just gone.
Yeah.
And you can only have them from one source. So if a source gave you 4 temporary hit points, then and you didn't lose them, and then a new source would give you 6, it would just be reset to 6.
Oh, okay. Okay, I got you.
But that's just a little D&D rules lore,
All right.
which may or may not still be fully accurate because we're playing the 2014 Legacy Edition and not the new 2024, except that I granted you the cleave ability.
Yes.
Because it was rad, and that was something I really liked from 2024's new rules, so it's in here. He's already attempted to cleave once. Maybe he could try to cleave again.
I thought I didn't cleave.
You attempted to cleave, but you fully missed the second goblin.
Oh, yeah, that's right. No, I barely hit the second goblin to where no damage was caused. I cut through the first one and just...
Yeah, you whiffed the attack on the second one.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how it works. That's how armor class works. So, Lyra has now used her final spell slot to give you a sweet little cure.
All
You're
right.
back up to full. She's only down by 1, so hopefully that'll be okay for her. She doesn't have any bonus actions other than as she's healing you, she whispers gently behind your ear, "Let's finish it, Puchirelli."
We're going to. Don't worry.
As you feel see, I was gonna say it's like you feel a slight spray of her saliva from it, but when you pull back, you just realize it's blood from earlier.
Yeah.
Kind of,
Kind of. Yeah.
shedding. Yeah. So that is her turn.
Next is we got... Turkey, what are you doing? You got...
No, we got Turkey. Something I'm going to grant you is the ability, because you rolled so highly on your animal handling upon first interacting with Turkey. I think, didn't you roll a crit for that?
Yeah.
So
And I got perfect on every time I tried to handle him.
yeah, or her.
Her, yes.
Remember, we don't know. You did not check.
I had not an appropriate time to check right now.
Yeah, exactly. But before, you could have looked at your bird's genitalia and tried to figure something out. But
It's
now you
got
don't
a
know.
whatchamacallit.
A thingamajig.
What do birds have? No, all birds
Well, it's a
have
cloaca, but that's a
Yeah,
butthole, not genitalia.
Oh, true. Well, they pee and poop out of it.
Yeah. Do you pee and poop? Do you poop out of your dick?
No.
Does a woman poop out of her dick?
No.
Damn it. Okay, well, whatever. We're not going to go into gender politics here, okay? All axebeaks are valid.
Oh, yes. All axebeaks matter.
But what I'm going to do is, because of that, I'm going to let you roll an animal handling to see if Turkey will take your command every turn.
Okay.
So each of her turns, I need you to roll an animal handling to see if you get to control her or if I do.
So it's a D20 plus 3. All right, Turkey. Let's see what we got here. It's a 9. Or no, it's a 7 out of 5. It was a
Yeah,
5.
no. So you don't get to call it. What I'm going to say is that
Turkey just keeps eating.
she's full of food. He or she, we don't know. They. You just say they. They're full of food, and I think that kind of makes the most sense, is that they wouldn't move away, they wouldn't move toward, and they wouldn't take any action because they are eating.
All right.
Now, though, now it's Puchirelli's turn.
Well, first off, I have something to say to them, preferably the big one. I'm going to rip out your insides, eviscerate your stomach, fornicate with your skull, and use your intestines as a condom.
What?
I'm going to skull fuck you! And I light a smoke stick as I'm doing this.
I'm gonna say that on Lyra's next attack, she gets disadvantage because of just how
Brutish that was.
scared she got in that moment. She kind of shakes and she shivers. Do you look back at her?
No, I'm focused.
Okay.
I have to stay focused on this.
Something may or may not have happened behind you and you have no idea. I'm just gonna say that.
Oh, shit.
You have no idea.
She pooped herself.
She may have dropped something. Yeah. So it's now Puchirelli's
She dropped
turn.
her loot. Shit. Oh, well.
All right. So now, what are you gonna do, Puchirelli?
How many spaces am I in between them?
You can move 6. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you're like on them like blue bottom.
No one else has moved in, and I can't go in by myself, because if I do that, I'm going to be in a world of trouble.
Yeah, if you wanted to play defensively, remember you do also have your sets of hand axes you can try throwing too. Well, you get 1 throw, but still,
Yeah,
you know what I
one
mean.
throw. Okay.
Or, I mean,
so
you get 1 throw per turn. Right
how
now.
far can I throw my hand axes? Can they go 6?
Let me just see your sheet real quick. I'll look at it. 20, 60. Yeah, no, you need to throw them between 20 to 60 feet.
Okay.
And so, like, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they're like in the perfect range, up and around that.
All
area.
right, cool. Well, I'm going to take out a hand axe, and I'm going to aim this at Wheezy's little.
Okay, you want to aim at Wheezy. Do you want to move at all, left, like laterally, or you want to stay in your same position?
I want to try to line up the shot. Yeah, I want to try to line up perfectly.
You want to go 2 over?
Yeah, go 2 over, so it's more. Yep.
Now that does nothing mechanically, but in the in the soul of the game, in the theater of the mind,
I want to be. You want to have a good shot. A sniper always wants the straightest shot. So
yeah, there you go.
All right, so I'm not going to waste. I mean, this is how I'm playing this action. I hit and I can kill with a thrown hand axe. I know what I'm doing next. If I miss, I also know what I'm doing. I have a plan. So
yeah, that's called playing Dungeons and Dragons.
Well, I'm not expressing my plan to you.
Yeah,
yet.
no, you don't. You tell me what you're doing currently in the moment.
All right, here we go. I'm taking the hand axe.
You're chucking a hand axe at Wheezy.
Yep, I'm taking aim, and it's a D20. Come on.
D20 plus your.
Isn't that?
Yes.
Oh, so it's a D20 plus 4.
Yes.
14.
Well, as you chuck your axe toward Wheezy, it sails just slightly above his head, cutting the strap of his quiver off. But you notice Gitzog is a very... He's studious as a battle master, and he catches his subordinate's quiver and puts it back into his hand and says,
Keep it together, Wheezy. We got a goblin, or a goblin killer to kill.
Well, I kind of was hoping I missed this, by the way.
Your hand axe...
Thunks in the tree.
No.
Oh, no.
As it's flying back, it lodges itself in the ass of a badger, and the badger squeals and runs off toward a nearby stream.
Oh, why couldn't it have just killed the damn thing?
Yep, and there goes your hand axe. Well, one of them. At
Yeah,
least.
damn it. Oh, well.
You maybe only had, I don't know, 3 or 4?
Yeah. We'll find the badger after this.
Okay.
Well, I guess there's nothing else I can do right now. Try me. I dare you.
Do you... Okay, how do you set up that stance?
I need to take a defensive position stance right now, so I'm going to stand out, great axe out, in like the... Well, you know what I mean, like the... Like... I can't... You know what I'm trying to do, right? Axe is like... I don't know.
So you're weapon posing.
Yeah, like I'm trying... So I'm taking up a defensive position.
I just
that
wanted
way
to-
I can
block
and parry.
I just wanted... Well, you don't have block and parry. But yeah, theater of the mind.
Yeah, taking a defensive position.
No, I just in my head, I just saw it as like you holding your hands out, spread your legs, so you're like exposing your genitalia, and then you just have your axe in your right hand, and then you just bring it and you just clap your chest a few times before bringing the axe back out.
Oh,
like, that was my first thought.
Oh, no. You'll see.
No, you're not. Yeah, you're not being a pretty boy. You're just humming up for battle.
Yeah. Oh no, you'll see what's happening. Yeah, defensive positioning, and that will end my actions.
Okay.
Shit in your pants over there, goblin.
You say as you smell the recently released shit of Schnoz and Flubly and Gorbles.
No, it was Schnoz and...
Oh yeah, can you remember?
Schnoz had the nose. Oh, and then there was the drummer one. I forget what they called drummer. I forget what we called the drummer.
So the drummer was Blinky.
Blinky, Schnoz, and Wheezy.
And Snaggletooth.
Oh, and Snaggletooth, yeah.
Yeah.
I have his teeth in a jar. I'll have his teeth in a jar. And Schnoz, his nose will be pickled.
His nose is going to be pickled.
And I have the drum.
Yep, you do have the drum. All right,
bring it on. See what you idiots got.
So, Wheezy here will take up a familiar position, utilizing, I think, what did I say? I think I said half. I said half cover.
Yeah, he was like half covered. His dome is exposed.
Yeah. So, well, and a bit of his breast.
The important part is exposed. The head. Who's he attacking?
See, that's the question, because I think Turkey, he has no reason to go for.
Turkey's eating his friend.
Well, yeah, but he's not an immediate threat at the moment. Lyra's pretty far back, and she's trying to be a little bit more inconspicuous. So, I mean, I would assume he would just go for the guy that just threw a freaking hand axe at him.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm fucked. Yeah, see, I knew this was the episode.
Oh, man. So, Wheezy just crit.
I'm die. I'm dead.
You took 10 damage.
6. I'm down to 6. I ain't got nothing to heal myself with.
Yeah, so he catches you. I'm going to say with that amount of damage, he's going to catch you in a bit of a gap in your armor pieces, and he gets you, like, right near the taint. So he gets you in, like, the bumble region.
So it misses the Ghibli bits, though, right?
It misses the Ghibli bits and hits you in the bumble region.
All right. Damn, I thought it was almost a killing blow in the bumble region.
Yeah. If it would have been in the Ghiblis, it would have been real bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wheezy cheers out. Yeah, I got the bastard!
You're going to regret that.
Gitzog just laughs.
Keep on laughing. It's Gitzog's turn now.
All right, so Gitzog, he's actually...
Uh-oh.
Well, no, he hops over here. Yeah, that's what he does. All right, so he has a technique that I'm going to tell you about here in a second.
All right.
So he goes 1, 2, because he's smart enough to move diagonally. 3, he's going to stop right here, and this is where you see him grind his teeth a little bit, working himself up. He takes this rock, this painted rock he has in his hand, and he gives it a little kiss, and then he puts his head down, and he does what we are calling the chomp and charge. As an action, Gitzog bites down on a piece of wood or metal in his mouth. He has like a strap from his helmet, and then he charges in a straight line up to 20 feet. Each creature in his path must make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw or take a bunch of bludgeoning damage.
Oh, so if I don't get this, I'm dead.
He's actually pulling a power move on you, and he's charging straight into Lyra.
Oh, crap.
Because he did just see Lyra heal you. So he goes by the age-old MMO rule, kill the healer first.
Yeah.
So she needs to make a DC 12 dex saving throw, and
her dex should be pretty high.
Yeah, she has a +4. Oh, good. And she rolls a 13.
So she's 17, so she avoids that.
No, she rolled a total of
13.
Of 13, but that beats a DC 12. Oh, yeah. Okay, so actually what ends up happening is she makes her saving throw, but he actually, since he misses, he keeps going to the side of her. Part of his ability is if he hits a solid object like a tree or a wall, he stops and takes 1d6 damage and falls prone himself. So Lyra just accidentally did 6 damage to Gitzog by making her DC throw, her dex saving throw. And he is actually prone. He goes, ah, shit! And falls to the ground. All right, and he... Shoot, how far did he move? 1, 2, 3. And then he charged. I'm going to say he actually uses the other half of his movement
Stand back up.
to stand back up.
All right.
So I believe that's how getting knocked prone works. It uses half your speed
Okay.
for you to get back up. So that means he couldn't move around or anything. Okay, so now we're back. It's, weirdly enough, it's Lyra's turn. Now, Lyra used up her spell slots, and she could do her the Vicious Mockery cantrip. To remind you, you unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at one creature you can see or hear within range, within 60 feet. Target must succeed on a saving throw or take 1d6 psychic damage and have that disadvantage on the next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn. So that's just d6. It's a wisdom saving throw.
I feel like she should use her Vicious Mockery.
Yeah, that disadvantage was really helpful last time.
Yeah, and with Wheezy getting these fucking crits.
Yeah, Weezy's just a crit old boy. Oh, yeah, he misses his saving throw against her Vicious Mockery, so she deals...
What, 1?
1 damage. 1 damage.
Of course.
Which is the second time she's dealt 1 damage with Vicious Mockery. But he does have disadvantage on his next attack. She can't move fully away, but I think as part of a piece of lore from the last, from Gitzog's turn as well, when she bolts him into that tree, she moves over to here. She doesn't provoke an opportunity attack because she stays in his aura, but he is standing right there. And it is now Turkey's turn.
All right, I gotta roll this 20 to see if...
Yeah, I want to see...
It's a 20 plus 3. Oh, dirty 20.
We got a dirty 20. That definitely beats the DC I had in mind. And you get to tell Turkey. Now, I would assume at this point, they have seen the tree next to them get shaken up. They've noticed the crit against you from Wheezy, and they've noticed Gitzog charge right past. Because you rolled so well, I'm going to let you decide what is Turkey's target.
Turkey's target's Wheezy.
Wheezy?
Yeah.
Okay, because they crit you more than likely.
Yep.
Okay. So
when I bond with these animals, they bond with me, and they realize we are family. We are brothers and sisters in arms, and we fight.
Is that what you say to Turkey?
Yes.
Okay. So they've got a pretty decent path here because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and I think they had 50 feet of movement. So that gets them there.
All right. What are my axebeak's attacks?
Well, I get to do the attack.
Okay.
Okay. So Turkey whiffs the shot, but has definitely ruffled Wheezy's non-feathery skin. All right. So that is Turkey's turn. We are now up to the 6 HP Puchirelli.
Well, being as it might be my time to go, no better way than to go out. I plant my great axe into the ground real quick, but I shove the handle into the ground.
Oh, yeah. You got to do your thing.
Yeah. Now, picture this for our fans out there who listen to, like, metal and, like, the hardcore metal scene. Picture what Puchirelli is saying as he is pounding on his chest to enter his berserk mode is the beginning lyrics to Slaughter to Prevail's Viking.
Okay.
And he's just repeating that over and over again because he knows that if he's going to go out, he's going berserk.
Berserker.
Would you like to suck my cock, berserker?
Would you like to making fuck berserker?
My love for you is ticking cock, berserker.
Okay, so Puchirelli has entered rage mode. Just as a reminder, this means you have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage, so all weapon damage. So we
I'm assuming the side effect is I'm going to bleed out faster.
So technically what we should have had you do, you should have entered rage before, because then you would have taken half damage from that attack.
Yeah, oh well, I figured.
But
for dramatic effect, I did it this way.
It is the way it is, and to be quite frank, that did make it way more dramatic, that you took that horrible damage. You took a bolt into the grundle.
Yeah.
And then you became the Hulk.
Yes.
So you get resistance to all the weapon damage. When you make an attack using strength, which is how you do with an axe, you gain a bonus to the damage that increases as you gain levels as a barbarian. So it's written down in there somewhere how much extra or how much damage you do. You also have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and it basically just lasts until you want to end it, because it lasts until the end of your next turn. But then every bonus action you get, you reactivate your rage, or if you do damage.
So I get plus to what? Strength and
you get advantage on strength checks, strength saving throws, but then you can just get extra damage when you're doing rage.
Oh, and I had 20 hand axes, by the way.
Oh, okay, well, that's good.
Where am I carrying those?
In a little pooch.
Yeah, okay.
That's why they call you Puchirelli.
Very funny. But, okay, yeah. So I am in Berserk Rage mode, and being that Turkey is tasked with taking on Wheezy, and I had to watch my partner almost get run over by that big green bastard, but lucky for her and unlucky for him is she's nimble on her feet, and he's an idiot. So yeah, as he's dazed and confused, I wonder if he notices what is going on. And if he does notice, I hope he's shitting his pants.
Okay, Puchirelli has entered a rage.
Yes, I have.
What is Puchirelli going to do?
Well, I already know that I've set Turkey to go and deal with the little pissant. And I'm focusing my attention on the one who tried to kill my partner.
But instead ran into a tree.
Yeah.
He's rubbing his little noggin over there.
Does he realize what I've just done?
He heard it.
Is he at all intimidated?
He's rubbing his noggin.
He should be scared right now.
He probably has a concussion, so it's probably like difficult for him to hear things.
Okay, I'm just going to saunter up to him and just swing.
All right, how do you want to come at him? Like
turn around and straight forward at him.
You should go the one over?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, please let me crit. Please let me kill. All right.
Attack a boy.
We're attacking. 16 plus. That's a dirty 20!
All right, we got a dirty 20 here. How much damage is Puchirelli going to do?
So that's 1d12.
Yep, D12 plus 2.
Plus 2 plus 2.
Yes.
So 1d12 plus 4.
You got a chance to kill him here, big boy. Yeah, maybe I should have had you fight. Maybe there should have been more goblins coming in here, but this is what we got.
8.
So he is still alive.
He's missing a limb, though.
He's not looking great. No, he's missing a bit of shoulder meat, but his arm's still moving, and he screams out, "Gah! That was my favorite shoulder! You're gonna pay for this!"
I'd like to see you make me pay. My promise from the beginning of the battle still stands.
Wheezy, make him pay!
Wheezy's dealing with another friend of mine.
All right, so Wheezy... trying to think what Wheezy would do here, because
he's got to be terrified that there's a giant fucking axebeak in his face.
Yeah, I'm going to actually say that I'm going to have the goblin here make an acrobatics check.
What's his acrobatics level at right now?
This is going to be a +2. I'm going to give myself... I'm going to say this is DC 14. He is attempting to jump through the wreckage of the caravan, attempting to hop through to get to the other side.
Okay.
Well, he rolls a 19 +2, bringing him to a 21. So, the thing is, though, this is for him to get... Bless you.
Thank you.
This is for him to get through it. But Turkey still gets an opportunity attack.
Oh, okay.
Ooh. Turkey totally gets a hit on the goblin's little legs as he's jumping through. Can it survive a bit of a beak chomp from Turkey? Ho! So, here's a funny little tidbit for you. Looking very nimbly and bimbly, Wheezy attempts to jump up and through the mass of the caravan to attempt to get away from Turkey and get out to the other side.
Okay.
Turkey, however, grabs Wheezy by the leg.
Oh, like a T-Rex!
Ripping Wheezy back out of the caravan, throwing him to the ground, and beaking right through his sweet, precious little aorta. Wheezy is dead.
And Turkey has another snack.
And I'm going to say that Turkey is going to be eating, and if you want to use Turkey again to help here,
I have to roll another.
You're going to have to roll good to get Turkey away from their meal.
Yep, all right.
But that's the goblin's turn. The goblin
died on its turn.
Yeah, the goblin just got killed on his own turn. But who would have known?
Wheezy is dead.
Yeah, but that leads us on to Gitzog's turn.
Yeah, with basically half an arm.
Well, he just lost some shoulder meat, okay?
Yeah, and you realize what ligaments and shit are in your shoulder? Your rotator cuff is there. He ain't using that arm for much right now.
He's disabled. You're making fun of a disabled veteran, Michael.
Hey, what?
Yeah, exactly. All right, I'm going to roll to see. Okay, his chomp and charge ability did not recharge, so he can't do it. And I'm going to say, yeah, he's just going to get up. He's going to turn around. He's going to come in this way, trying to distance himself from you. And, well, no. You know what? With the way these guys are, he went for you went for his shoulder meat. He'll just stay where he is. And, yeah, he's gonna attack you.
All right.
So first he comes in with his chompy bite, getting a 13.
I have a 15 armor class.
That is a miss. So he goes to bite down on you, but not being completely used to his mismatched weighting because of all the shoulder meat that he's missing. He miscalculates the incoming bite, and he just chomps air. After doing that, though, his arm comes swinging around with his little bitty short sword, and he crits.
Oh, well.
Can't believe I got 2 crits.
Yep.
Okay, so that's with the short sword.
Oh, and this is halved, right?
Let's see. 5 damage.
I have 1 HP left.
Yeah.
Boo-doo, 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 boo-doo. I'm still in a rage, so all I'm doing is laughing.
Okay, that is Gitzog's turn.
All right, Lyra's up.
Lyra is up, and I'm going to say...
More vicious mockery? Or is she going to try her...
I think she's not feeling too up and open on that.
She's going to try hand-to-hand combat.
So I think she's a little bit peeved. She's a little bit miffed. And she pulls out her rapier, and her swing goes wide.
Damn it, Lyra.
And she goes,
We're going to die here. Well, I am, but I'm okay
Damn.
with it.
damn this man.
It's okay. Turkey, you can stay eating.
Puchirelli, you can finish it.
Okay, so Turkey's turn. You're not going to try to call Turkey?
Yeah, I'm calling Turkey.
Okay.
I'm going to need this.
I've got a DC in mind. It's raised since the last time because now he's eating a fresh kill. They are
16 plus...
3. You said?
So, no, whatever theirs is, yeah.
No, that's
What's
yours.
my animal handling? Yeah, 16 plus... Yeah, 3 is a 19.
Okay. Your words seem to get through to Turkey. What do you want to command?
Turkey, attack. It's like, Turkey, get him.
Sick 'em?
Sick him.
All right. So it's difficult to get Turkey to face away from their fresh new meal with the bloodlust within, but Turkey
Is a loyal bird.
companion and does have the amount of movement to make it.
To right behind him. And now it's another D20 roll for attack.
Well, that'd be me, Michael.
Yep, all right. All right, Turkey.
Yep, with an 11 does not hit, but definitely gets them all miffle-tiffle.
We're all going to fucking
Well, it's funny
die.
you say that because it's your turn.
All right. Again, we're swinging that axe.
Swinging long and swinging hard.
Swinging long, swinging hard, swinging for kill. A nat 20!
Ooh. With a critical hit, it is nigh on impossible for you to not kill him, but let's get that roll in anyway. Let's see how well
it's
you see how much you do
2d12
it.
plus it's 2d12
It's 2d12
plus 4.
plus 4.
12.
12 plus...
No, it's 8 plus 4.
Yes,
12.
I know. 12 plus...
10.
No. You get the plus 4 once.
Oh, so 18 damage right there. Oh, no, 16 damage. 16 damage.
Yeah.
No, wait. 12 plus 6 is 18.
Yeah. So you actually killed him in such a fashion that even if there was a healer around, they couldn't bring him back.
Yeah. And here's how it happened.
Okay.
Since he was facing Turkey,
Yes, he did turn toward Turkey.
and I'm in rage mode and berserk,
He's berserkered.
I turned my axe around to the blunt end, and I swung it so hard that when I hit him in the back of the head, his skull flew out from the front of his face.
Whoa, you broke it. Is this like some sort of dwarven barbarian like special ritual? Because you you reverse ruptured his skull skin.
Yeah, I hit him in the back of the head so hard, it severed, the force severed the spinal column and the neck, the head from the spinal column, and just soared it through the flesh and the muscle that was his face. So all that is left is a whole, like, the whole, like, have you ever, in the horror movies that you see when somebody, like, is missing, like, they show, like, somebody's skull getting ripped out of the face, looks all droopy, and, like, it's just meat hanging down, or, like, they're missing the front of their skull or something like that. It's just meat hanging down. That's what it looks like. Except there's just, like, shredded, it's a shredded hole of meat with the skull just playfully skipping across the ground because I hate it so hard.
This is why you should have stayed in church. All that metal music's got you just riled up. But fine. Boss Goblin is dead.
Oh, it is very dead. And I go to claim what I came for.
Okay, well, first, as Gitzog's corpse falls, Turkey, standing nearby, but having had no success this round, looks at the corpse of Gitzog and then looks back up at you. Do you allow Turkey to also dine on this goblin, or do you claim this goblin as your own? You don't have to eat it.
Turkey, I've got something better in store for you. If you want to eat this goblin, you may, but once I go and fetch that skull over there, there's a nice little treat inside for you that you can have.
Oh, are you going to give him some brain?
Yep.
Oh, that's
Turkey's
sick.
going to get some goblin brain.
Oh, cool. I think this means if Turkey's going to stick around, Turkey got to level up.
Hell yeah, level that bitch up.
Like a monster really can't get leveled up, but I'll figure out a cool... well, you know what? I think this is
my party from now on in perpetuity. Like,
I think
even when we break, even when the caravan's like, I think Turkey comes with me even after I'm done with this quest.
Yeah, I think what's going to end up happening here is I'm going to figure out like a little, like almost like a talent tree thing for Turkey, and I think I'm going to let you pick like little abilities for Turkey. At some point also you might end up seeing Callie. Callie didn't show up for this one.
Nope.
But I will say, I think if you look out into the edge of the woods, you do see a set of eyes peering at you in what may seem like approval of your hunting. And then the eyes disappear.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, ow.
Yeah, you're going to want to set up camp here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to say you can give them the goblin stew, goblin brain stew. The corpses are over here. I'm going to say Turkey is like nested up over here.
Eating the corpses.
And then if the two of you... And you could have done whatever you wanted with the skull, made your sweet...
Oh, he's a trophy.
Skull trophy.
But I still had to clean out the brains for a treat for Turkey.
Yeah, and if you want to make sure you write these two down, what do you take from Wheezy?
What did he have on him besides his bow?
He had the crossbow and just, tattered clothing and whatnot.
Leave it.
I will say I will grant you one health potion. Now, I'm going to tell you, you don't want to drink that now because you're going to get a long rest again.
Yeah.
So we're going to heal you up that way. But I'm going to give you a health potion, partially because Wheezy was in such a predicament and got killed so quickly, they did not have a chance
to use it.
To try to use it. And that is your sweet little reward.
All right, I get that from his body. What is, what's left?
Oh, you've got your teeth.
Oh, yeah.
Unless you want the whole bottom half of the skull.
Oh, I'm taking the whole skull.
Okay, skull with teeth. I'll say like that you did some sort of thatching to keep those teeth connected to the skull.
Yeah.
Post-mortem. Maybe you leave the rest of the teeth and just take the big chomper in the front.
Yeah, but I want the whole skull.
Yeah.
Skull and teeth.
Big chomper.
Well, that was a great battle. Hey, Lyra.
What's that, Puchirelli?
It's kind of embarrassing. I need you to patch me up. You saw where that first arrow went, right?
I didn't actually see. I was behind you.
Well, yeah, about that. I'm bleeding from the taint, if you wouldn't mind helping.
Oh, my word.
I'm going to bleed out if you don't help.
She grows slightly faint, but you see her she pulls out what appears to be, like a handkerchief that somebody will wear, like if they're robbing a bank.
Yeah.
She pulls out one of those and puts it across her mouth and nose.
Okay, I can understand that.
And then she starts to peel out your grundle from your armor.
Thank you, ow. Just, ow.
She asks you, as she's working, tell me, Puchirelli, what color was your favorite rock in the dwarf hole you lived in?
Well, I guess black.
As you're saying that, you feel a rip and a tear as she pulls out the rest of the bolt.
Motherfucker! Thank you.
And then she patches you down and is like, Blackrock, that sounds nice. Did you name it?
No.
Okay. I will say that asking a dwarf about his rocks is sort of like a
taboo,
a stereotype.
Yeah.
We'll just say. But you fed into it and it's fine. But you were injured. You needed help.
Exactly.
So.
Thank you. Oh, God.
Yeah, she gets you healed up. I'm going to say this is like super long rest.
So I'm back to full.
And I'm going to say, yeah, everybody's back to full.
Oh, thank you.
And I'm going to just give you back all of your hit dice because we're not going to go into any of that. And so you have, as the stage is set, you have a little campfire.
Well, remember we burnt where we were lighting the whole thing on fire.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Okay. So then your fire you're sitting around is a bonfire.
Yep.
Here with that.
And we've still gone about with my plan of strewing the guts about to make it so no one else wants to try to come into this area.
If you please. I mean, that might attract predators, but
I made friends with Callie, so I mean,
yeah, Callie could be on the hunt around you.
She's going to tell all the rest of the. She's going to tell the rest of the wolves that hey, he's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, there could be like a beholder out there or something. You don't know.
True. All right. Well, okay. So we do not festoon the place with the entrails of the fallen. We just let Turkey eat them.
All right. So as you're sitting across from the fire,
yeah,
sitting there and relaxing,
trying to with how much it hurts to sit.
You see her ruminating over that piece of ripped cloth that you guys saw earlier.
With a symbol?
Yeah. And she's just kind of holding it and staring, sort of wistful.
All right, I think enough time has passed. You mind telling me what this is all about and what that is all about?
Well, there's someone that I used to know.
Okay.
And
we've all known somebody at some point in time.
I'm wondering if what's happening here could have something to do with him.
Is it just one him, or does he have a group?
It's a man with a group.
Are these just men, or do we have to worry about other things?
Well, what has me worried...
Oh, I could tell you what has me worried.
What I can tell you that has me worried is that I know that he had goblins that worked for him.
You think we just killed his boys?
Somebody connected with them, maybe.
I mean, to be fair, they weren't that bright.
No, he does like to find people that are easily controlled. That's actually why I came into this area, because I was looking for... Well, this group of goblins sounded like one of the groups that he might have been working with, and I was trying to suss out if they were here, and it seems that they are.
All right. That explains one thing. What I don't understand is why none of your old partners ever came back with you.
Well, these woods are dangerous, Puchirelli. I went down once. You almost went down.
Lucky shots.
A few times.
Lucky shots.
Lucky shot in the grundle.
Oh, yeah.
We've all taken one now and again.
We know there are wolves out here, because I've befriended one.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
You never said anything about that.
I didn't think it was important at the time.
Okay.
We were in the heat of battle.
And for the most part, while you were awake, I've been sleeping, and while you were sleeping, I've been awake, so...
Yes. I befriended a wolf out here, and now we have good old Turkey, who seems to have, become very fond of the both of us. Me especially. Nothing against you. But you are holding a bird, and that technically counts as food.
Right. She says as she's finished plucking the feathers from Shotbird.
Yes!
And now is putting it onto the spit for the eating.
Yes.
She allows you...
Glad we cleaned all the seasoning out of here.
As the Shotbird finishes cooking, Lyra offers to you first choice at which part you like. Will he go for the breast, the most juicy and succulent portion, or will he go for the nice handheld thigh? Maybe the leg.
How about this, Lyra? We both have fought hard. How about we spatchcock this thing?
I forget what that means.
Splitting it evenly, straight down the middle, so each get half a breast.
Aww.
Each get a wing, each get a thigh.
It's like
You've held your own. You've proven that you could hold your own in a fierce, bloody battle, even though it seems to... My vernacular doesn't seem to sit right with you in the midst of said battle.
I was a bit shocked, Puchirelli. I was a bit shocked.
Hey, it's all about shock value. If you can get them off their game, a fight is much easier to win. It's not cheating.
That's how some of my enchantments work.
Exactly.
Oh.
While yours enchant and yours sway the mind. Mind just terrify people.
And sway the blood.
Yes.
Okay, so as you eat your sweet bird meat, and Turkey eats their sweet goblin meat.
Ooh, turkey.
What do you present?
Cooked goblin brains.
Oh, you saved a little bit of brain?
Oh, well, no.
Remember, he ate. Remember, you gave Turkey the brain.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I saved a little bit of the goblin brain to cook, see if she liked it cooked or raw. See which one she liked better. Here you go. Cooked goblin brain.
I think they preferred squishy.
Oh, okay. She still eats it, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
This bird is a very hungry bird. I mean, I will say. They've eaten quite a lot of goblin today.
Yes, they have. Hopefully it doesn't become an addiction.
Yeah, axebeaks are rather large, if I will say. Well, they're literally in the large class. Large beast. It says large beast unaligned. I would say now they're aligned.
Oh, yeah.
With Puchirelli. All right. Is there anything else that you would want to bring up by the bonfire?
Well, obviously our friend Marlowe seems to be a bit slow when I was asking him about certain things that happen in this area, and I wanted to know about certain things coinciding with the full moon, and he seemed to make a joke about a woman's time of the month, which got under my skin. What I was trying to get him to answer me without saying it in a public area, but now since we're out here and it's the two of us, I didn't want to throw the word lycanthrope around. Are we under any potential threat from werewolves if this coincides with a full moon?
I don't think a werewolf has been spotted in this area for decades. I think since that one saint drove them out of the area. I can't remember his name. I was never much for history.
I hope you're right, because Callie's pack leader is a very rather large dire wolf.
Yeah, dire wolf could just mean dire wolf. It is possible.
It is possible, yes, but I've seen my fair share of dire wolves, and this is bigger than your average dire wolf. Just wanting to, keep you on your toes, so hopefully Callie, by the way, I named her Callie, that is my wolf companion.
Nice.
Hopefully she has registered with her pack that we're cool, that we're good, that we are not threats, nor are we food.
Okay. So after saying that, I will say, Lyra goes to the fire, dries out some sweet morsels of the meat, puts them in a little pouch, and then throws them to you and says, next time for Callie, next time you see her.
Oh, thank you very much. This will be nice.
Yeah, and then she
hunkers down for bed.
I think she's actually going to pass by you and sleep on the opposite side of where the bodies are.
And I'm going to stay up and just keep watch.
Okay.
I have to.
So you are up in the area.
Yep.
What do you do?
Smoke a smoke stick.
Smoke a smoke stick? Okay.
I'm going to eat a meat stick.
All right.
And I'm just going to I'm going to do my best to keep my mind clear so I have a better chance at hearing something approaching.
Okay.
I want to be as quiet as humanly possible.
I'm going to be super nice to you here.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that Callie comes up.
Yay, puppy!
So, Callie comes up to this. I wish I had I'll use this percentile die. So that's Callie.
Yay.
They're a 70. I would assume you walk over.
Yes.
And what you notice, Callie is inspecting the area in which you did battle with Gitzog.
Yep.
You give her little scritches, I would assume.
Oh, yeah, she definitely gets the scritches and the pats.
And as she is sniffing the area, you see something on the ground that Callie has found.
Oh.
And when you see it, you notice that it looks like the manifest that had been in the caravan that Lyra was looking at.
Okay.
You'll recall when you said your skull-fucking introduction, she seemed perturbed, and it seems like she reacted in a way.
Yeah.
As Dungeon Master, I did not know how else to express it, but I said that she may have dropped something. You thought it was her loot, but she had a strong hold on her loot. What had fallen out of her pocket was the manifest. Now, this is outside of the actual canon that you're seeing. I'm going to hand you two things, but it's actually just one thing. I wrote it out in cursive, and then parts of it were kind of hard to read, and it didn't have the bottom thing on it. So it looks like this, but this is your translation of what's on it.
Okay.
So this is what you see first, and then the bottom part is the translation for it. But it's all one thing.
Okay. Yep, I got you.
So out of her pocket, this is what fell. It is a piece of a parchment, what seems to be a letter. And Michael, could Puchirelli in his mind read off what it says?
As a right scoundrel, that me, I hope you found the artifact. the out among our friend, or you're of the out among your travels that commands loyalty. There is a betrayer among you.
And who wrote that letter?
Looks like it says Bruce.
Bruce. I'll give you the hint that you haven't met or seen or heard of a Bruce yet. So that is a new name to you.
That's what an odd name.
Yes. So what you now realize is that she lied about what that said. She said it was a manifest, and she put it in her pocket.
This is a warning.
But she dropped it. It is a warning from a man named Bruce. So it mentions an artifact, and it mentions a betrayer from Bruce.
Am I stealthy enough to get this back on her person without her noticing?
Well, I mean, it dropped there, so you do also have the capability to just put it back where it came from and just bygones, because you don't have it either. But you could try that.
No, I'm just gonna put it back where I found it. I give Callie the dried meat that Lyra gave for being a good girl and helping me find this. This goes back to where it fell, and I have to make it look like I didn't move it all last night.
Well, you hadn't gone to sleep.
Well, exactly, yeah. I have to make it look like I sat there in the same fucking position.
Okay, so that is what I will ask. With Callie here, will you maybe try to get some sleep, or will you just stay up?
It depends on how long Callie wants to stay.
Callie sits by the fire, sits next to you, and does look to be
Alert,
and she's kind of staring out the way she came.
All right, I look at Callie. I just nod. I give her the nod.
She gives you the nuzzle,
and I'm gonna lay down and get some rest. I got an axebeak who's still eating.
Yeah,
but
they haven't stopped eating.
And then I have a wolf. I have two animals here that are extremely loyal to me, that if anything is going to come within any perimeter of me, that I will know. And if I don't know, then that means that the animals did what the animals did and fucked them up. So,
okay. So I'll just have you do one last thing for me.
All right.
Roll a d20.
Am I adding anything to this, or is this just
no,
a natural?
This is a straight 20 roll.
2.
Okay, so when you wake up in the morning,
I've shot my pants.
Lyra is up making breakfast. Turkey has finally passed out from eating too much.
Full of goblin meat.
Callie is gone.
By the way, how much goblin is still left there?
Okay, I'm going to say...
Is there enough to bring back with us, or do we need a dog?
No, Turkey does not like neck meat. So there is like neck meat and fingers and toes.
Bodies are gone.
Pretty much.
Bones and all?
Yeah, well, the bones have been cracked and splintered.
Oh, she sucked the marrow from them.
Yeah, marrow's delicious.
That's great. Wow. Okay, Turkey.
She knows.
She got the itis.
They know they have hollow bones, so they see marrow as a sweet treat. It's something their body doesn't even produce. I think birds don't, because birds have hollow bones. But does that mean they don't have any marrow as well?
I think so.
Yeah, we'll say that. I mean, maybe there's a little marrow in there, but she likes marrow. They like marrow. Callie is gone. There is no apparent disturbance to the camp. Nothing is awry, except what your roll tells me is that next to you, Callie left really big, honkin', stinkum right next to you. And afterwards, you will notice that the bodies over there, it looks like Callie was teaching Turkey how to get to the marrow, because Callie also got a treat. Then
there we go. Okay, at least she got a treat out of it.
But then left you a honkin' stinkum pile that you have taken off your boots. When Puchirelli sleeps, do they or are they wearing socks? And if so, do they take them off in bed?
I mean, if he's anything like me, he doesn't sleep with socks on.
Okay, so then you go barefoot into the doggy doo-doo.
Well, it can wash off. I don't blame her for it.
Okay. Lyra says good morning to you, and that is where we'll end it.
It was close for me.
Yeah, you were down.
It got close.
That was the magnificent thing, is that both you and Gitzog were at 1 HP.
We
right
both
at the end.
were.
Yeah.
And then I end up doing 18
And then
damage.
you did 18 damage, which is more. Remember I told you before, like it was more than the amount of health they had.
Yeah.
Because they had 16 health.
Yeah.
So you did enough that you put them past the capability of being normally resurrected. They went straight past swoon, straight past incapacitated into death. missing all their death saving throws.
Oh,
So
I wonder what his final thoughts were as my hand.
probably of Ohio.
As the back of my axe connected with the back of his skull.
And then his skull was just gone.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, his brain was still intact, so as it was skipping across the ground,
He might have felt some things.
Yeah, he might have felt some things.
And then when Turkey ate his brain, he gained a level. They gained a level.
Yeah, Turkey level 2.
And like I said, yeah, I think I'm probably gonna keep like basically the same stat blocks, but I think it's gonna be super fun. I'm gonna let both of I think I'm gonna make a little skill tree that I might share on the Windbreaker Media Facebook page and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
I think I'm gonna make a little skill tree for them to follow on, and I'm gonna give you choices.
Okay.
I'm gonna also I should say next session, both Puchirelli and Lyra will level up as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you choose the first of Turkey's abilities for sure. Callie is going to get something, but Callie hasn't specifically joined you in battle yet. So that'll come later.
Yeah.
But Turkey is definitely gaining a skill, something that you can do with them.
I want to know how I can't wait to see what Marlowe's reaction to this is all going to be.
You have been gone a while, so Marlowe is probably hunkered down like it's the end of days, waiting for you guys to come back.
No, what I mean is, what is he going to feel that I, one, not only brought the axebeak back, but two, have tamed it in such a way that now it is loyal to me?
Yeah, you may have just stolen his
and he might be pissed off about that.
Yeah, we'll see.
He better not cut my fucking pay.
Yeah, we'll see how everything goes. You might have to pay a pet fee. Sweet pet fee.
But it was his axebeak to begin with.
Yeah, and you're trying to take it.
I wasn't trying. I just bonded with it.
Pet fee. Oh, well, yeah, well, then you pay a dowry.
I didn't marry the fucking thing.
That is waiting to be seen. Okay, so I will ask, as a bit of a post-show thing, what are your thoughts on that piece of letter that you found?
I'm really starting to backtrack with Lyra again.
Okay, so what do you think that note was about?
The fact that her partners never return and she's always finding a new partner. And no one has like a real explanation. Everybody just said
Marlowe seems to like her.
Marlowe likes her, but
she had a good reputation at the
tavern
at the inn. Yeah,
but here's the thing. When asked, nobody.
So you think like she's some kind of a Black Widow?
I think she might be lying about whose crest that was. I think it might be hers.
Okay.
I think that she's the one who might be commanding the goblin hordes.
All right, so you think she's her own friend in that sense?
Well, yeah. I mean, how else would she have been able to dodge Gitzog with such grace when she couldn't even dodge Wheezy's arrow?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
If you can dodge a charging goblin, you can dodge an arrow.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know. Like I said, I'm starting not to like the trust.
The
trust was here.
Yeah, after the healing and the near death.
Yeah.
That you had to go through there. Yeah, you sort of were starting to get a bond, and now
the trust was here. Now
we're wondering again.
Now we're wondering again. But like you said, like I don't know. It's a very messed up situation because when you think about how they've taken this every fortnight that they do this journey.
Oh,
the
fortnight.
Yeah, you said every fortnight they make no, it takes a fortnight.
Yeah.
To make the journey. And they do this, every 2-3 months?
You have a good memory.
Yeah.
You also love talking about Fortnite.
Yeah, the trip takes a fortnight. They do it about once every 2 or 3 months. I don't know. I don't know if it's Lyra that I'm going to be more concerned about. Or it could be Marlowe, too.
Okay.
Marlowe is almost unnervingly happy.
So you think he's
positive?
He's sort of the plant.
Yeah, I mean,
like in a storytelling sense, you're thinking he's the character that you don't expect, and he's the one who comes around to be.
Yeah, he's the evil bastard in the end.
Okay.
I mean, because we did find one of his old caravan, and I plainly asked him, "Have you ever lost anything?" And he lied. He told me no. You remember? He said, "Nope, it's been flawed. Like we've lost men, but we've never."
They did lose one other axebeak.
They lost one axebeak, they lost some men, but he never said that they lost cargo.
Okay.
And we found part of an old caravan there. It looked similar to the one we were with. So why would he lie when I asked him, "Have you ever lost anything?" And he tells me a 3/4 truth.
Why indeed? But all of those mysteries are going to have to wait until next time.
Oh, yeah.
So what are your final thoughts in today's session?
I'm glad that I'm glad I made it as dramatic as humanly possible.
Yeah,
I'm glad it came down to the wire.
The bitter close end almost.
Yep. And like I said, to all the metal fans out there, when Puchirelli's going into his rage mode, just listen to the track Viking by Slaughter to Prevail, and like the beginning chant and mantra from that song, that's what Puchirelli's banging his chest and getting fired up by saying.
We might have to get Puchirelli some black and white face paint for future battles.
We're not putting... Okay, well, okay, yeah, we could do that.
Okay, you're not allowed to do blackface, and technically you're also not allowed to do whiteface. But if you did black and white face,
they call that,
like the cookie...
I think they call that corpse making.
I think they call that ebony and ivory. Living together with Lyra and Turkey and Callie in harmony.
We don't know if we're gonna keep living in harmony.
You're all one big happy family.
For now. Until I figure some things out.
Oh, until next time. If you enjoyed the stupidity you just heard, why not subscribe, or follow, or just like this, or whatever it is you do on whatever platform you're hearing this on.
If you have any suggestions for episode ideas or thoughts on what we should do here, leave a comment if you can. That's not a thing. Where you're hearing this, email us at windbreakermedia@gmail.com. All one word.
ChatGPT and I appreciate your support and constructive criticism.
Wait, why am I not included in that?
See you all next time! The three of us appreciate you all.